So nice to have a fellow Canadian in the car. I mean, I'm driving all the time. I'm giving people lifts. Sometimes they're singers. Sometimes they're just people on the side of the road, especially in Lakewood. But to bump into a fellow Canadian in Lakewood, such a pleasure.
Quite exciting now, this new album. It's been a little while, and there was a lot of excitement and a lot of talent, and a lot of people came together.
Right, for sure.
And we're looking forward, we're excited.
Want to listen to some music?
Sure.
Let's see what we got.
What do you got on the deck?
I don't know, I borrowed this car from Davidi.
Uri.
I guess he likes Shlomo Simcha.
Classic. Song on the 7th CD.
Yeah, I used to love this song. I still do.
וכשאני לעצמי, מה אני, וכשאני לעצמי, מה אני, וכשאני לעצמי, מה אני, וכשאני לעצמי, מה אני, שאני לעצמי, מה אני, אם לא יחשוב עכשיו, אין לי מוסר, אני לי, שאני לעצמי, מה אני, ולא יחשוב עכשיו, ולא יחשוב, אין מוסר.
You know, whilst I have you in the car,
Yeah.
People always wonder, what happens to people on the way to work? What do you do on the way to a concert? So, what do you do on the way to a show? Are you nervous? So, I'll tell you a little secret. In this cup, there is raw apple cider vinegar and raw honey.
I noticed it smelled pretty bad. I guess there's more apple cider vinegar than honey.
And with hot water.
Okay.
And this is something I do. If you ever look in cars, sometimes you see people doing the strangest things, travel light. So this is me on a morning after, if my throat feels a little sore, or the night before.
You swallow it?
It's edible food. That's the whole thing.
Ah.
Now, there's two parts to this remedy.
Okay.
One is the medical books talk about this as even getting rid of strep. It helps get rid of throat infection.
Mm-hmm.
And it's from the gargling on the surface and also ingesting it. My mother always instructs me to take it. So even if the remedy itself doesn't work, I think the schus of the kibbudeim maybe does something.
So it's two parts.
So this is my, and the reason's in a red cup because you don't want to mix it up with the coffee. The red means just be careful.
The brown means coffee. Kind of like a warning symbol.
The first cruise I was ever on was to Alaska.
Okay.
And the first 2 days you were at sea. And the weather was terrible. So we're going to do the concert. It's at sea, nobody can be out. We'll do the main concert. So I get in there, I'm into my third song. And the captain comes on and says, I know it's been bad weather, but the good news is there was like a school of whales right now, just on the left side of the boat.
Everybody go look.
And I can still remember, I was right in the middle. No yo yo yishtadlu v'yarabutachiyenu. That room emptied out. And the musicians kept playing and we're looking at each other until we realized that we're the only ones there. There was maybe 2 or 3 people left. I was like, all right, I guess everyone's having a whale of a time. We'll pick this up later. And we stopped. I lost to a whale. But no,
if you had to lose to anything, at least one of the biggest animals in the world.
It's been very exciting over the years. Then there's been a lot of crazy things where people do, crazy private parties where someone put a symphony in the dining room. I remember once somebody had an anniversary party.
Okay.
And they wanted entertainment. And they were going on a yacht. So, a symphony getting on these speedboats to go and meet
The yacht.
Right. Come on, set up, entertain for an hour for 2 people, and then leave.
Wow.
That was probably the one of the craziest things.
I gotta tell you, this English song is really, really something. I mean, when you think Shlomo Simcha, you think Moshe Vara and you don't think, there's an English song called Sunny Day. No straight up Yiddish reference there, but it's all about Yiddishkeit.
It's interesting you say that. What tends to happen over time, sometimes, for marketing, whatever, sometimes things take on a life of their own. And people assume, Moshe V'Aaron, okay, there was the Chazanas. And then what starts happening is the only songs the composers are playing you are the songs that you were very successful with, and they start playing. So when it came to this album, the first rounds when we were sitting with composers, they kept trying to hit the same songs, reflecting something that I'd had success with in the past.
Correct.
So Tzvi Silverstein comes to me and goes, "Oh, listen to this song." I was like, "Wow, that's great, but I just sat with so-and-so." He says, "Yes, I sat with him again. I just didn't tell him it was for you." So sometimes the song is matched up with a singer, and sometimes the song you have to look at it on its merit on its own.
Right.
And I think I challenged myself with this album.
I would definitely say that after listening to it.
Just not to stick to any specific style, but to try and read what's going on in the world, where music is at, and to infuse that music with a spiritual Yiddish atam, and try and bring some elevation.
And I can say I was there when we heard this the first time.
Right. Yitzi Waldner's house.
Yitzi Waldner's basement.
It's one of those songs, as soon as you heard it, you could almost hear the whole thing already.
Not like Donnie, but yeah.
Hashem Elokai V'Elokei Avoisai Al Kol HaChesed Asher Osiso Imodi Asher Osiso Imodi Moidei Ani Lefonecha Hashem Elokai V'Elokei Avoisai.
Maar daar laat ik denk die even ervoor.
Al Kol HaChesed Asher Osiso Imodi Asher Osiso Imodi V'asher Ato Osid Lasoi Simi Lasoi Simi Kol b'nei beisi
Moves and flows.
Kol b'riyo yesechu b'nei beisi Oy moide ani.
Now we're hearing your baritone tones with the number that on the album. Oh boy.
Brings back memories?
Oh yeah. First time I sang, this was the first time I was ever on stage in my life.
All right, stop. First time you were ever on stage in your life?
I sang this song. First time I was ever on stage.
Was it like a 200-person concert in Brooklyn or something?
No.
No?
No. It was 12,000 people, Yad Eliyahu in Israel.
12,000 people?
I had never performed publicly, ever. I went straight from singing in the shower to
12,000 people. Wow.
I was working on my first album, and how I ended up doing an album was also a huge nace. I got up at somebody's house and I sang a song, and the band leader said to me, I've been doing some CDs for Satmar.
Tapes.
They were actually, yes, cassettes at the time. And
I think I heard something like this.
There's not usually singing on it, but they've agreed I could put a little bit of singing on here, but no words, just ayahs. It's a Purim tape, doing a medley of Shoshanas Yaakov's. Maybe you can come in and sing. I'll
like
pay.
a Hasidic thing you're saying.
Yeah. So I said, okay, fine. So I went in. I remember, Shoshanas Yaakov. I sang it. Never got paid. Whatever. 2 years goes by from that event, and I get a phone call. Hi, this is Mendy Werdiger from Derek Music. It's like, Mendy Werdiger from Derek Music. I always wanted to do an album. I never knew how to go about it.
Right.
I actually once sent a demo to Shia Mendelowitz.
Really?
Yep. And
how did that turn out?
never heard back. So very interesting, because when we met later, I said, Shia, I sent you a demo. He's like, hey, you sent me a demo? How would I miss that? Then he showed me a box under his desk. He says, I got to be honest with you. You know how many demos I get a day in the mail?
Wow.
It's impossible. He had a box. It was cassettes packed of demos. He says, you might be in there. It's impossible. So
Mendy Werdiger from
Mendy
Derek
Werdiger calls me and he says, how would you like to do an album? It's like, what? How do you know me? Like, so you did the Soifa Mochel for something? Like a Purim seasonal tape 2 years later. He's in a store in Williamsburg, and the 30-second clip that I'm on, he hears, and it catches his ear, and he buys the CD, probably buys the cassette, actually.
Yes.
Probably the only time he ever paid retail for a cassette, and apparently
he liked what he heard.
he liked what he heard, and he took it to Shia Mendelowitz, and they had me come into New York.
This is you, not Yidel, right?
This is me.
Yeah.
By Moshe Lama.
Really? I didn't know that. Yidel. I know. What's you do Yidel? Well, I mean, you composed a song for this album, so like, where did that come from? Did that come from playing with the keyboard?
No. I was in Shul Motzei Shabbos. It comes from the Tefillah Atachin and Tanu.
Right.
Avinu Malkeinu Hochar Aleinu Hayom B'Nu Koseinu L'Shalom. Asking Hashem to give us a good week, a successful week. What's the definition of a successful week? It tells you that Chasuchim Mikol Cheit, Menukim Mikol Ovain, no Averas, no Ovain, but the Bokem Yirasech, and to be connected to the Eibush, then you have a happy week. And linked with that is success. So it was a tough week, and I get to Atachin and Lodem Das, and I'm like, oy, Shabbos has been peace, the second Shabbos is over.
I have to worry about my phone and the computer.
Everything. And I really just got into those words, and on the way home from shul, it just came to me. I just started singing it on the way home from shul, and as soon as I got home, I took my phone and made a voice note of the song.
I'll tell you another funny fact. I got from the guys schmooze music with me once in a while.
Really?
So you know what? Yeah. So you know what? It's funny, when Matzon and Vremel started their careers, they were all like all out for all lamb. When's the last time someone in today's age did a full album arranged by one person only? Doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
And over here you have Donnie, this new fresh guy, hot off Shalshela's Junior, hot off Tzvi's album, working with, I don't know, countless other projects right now. And he arranged 12 tracks. One's dance, one's slow, one's fast, one's horror, and doesn't sound like it's one arranger. Bechlal.
Really, really incredible. Really incredible.
Arranged, conducted, wrote the arrangements, conducted the choir. He wrote the choir lines, I think, right? Mixed with Ed Reed.
Engineered.
And he conducted every vocal with you. I mean, I remember you told me you got somebody needed you to fix a vocal for a project, and you were like, I only work with Donnie. Like, you know.
Oh, that was it.
See when Donnie's available. I need somebody who understands my voice and who understands how to get what they need from me. Donnie.
I had a very interesting thing that there was a time when I was doing some recording and things were sounding hoarse. I'd go home, I'd feel fine. I'd come back to the studio sounding hoarse. I had this a few times on one of my projects. And first day in the studio with Donnie, I felt that hoarseness again, and I was like, what's going on? Am I doing something wrong? I run to Manhattan. I was in New York. I went to Manhattan, went to Eva Nora. Nope, you're fine. Donnie managed to pick out that there was a specific microphone that didn't like the frequency of my voice and was doing that.
A microphone.
He went out, he tried a few mics, and he found the one that best suits my voice. Problem solved. When I saw the care that he takes in what he's doing, I realized this is somebody that I can trust with my voice. How did you get this in your deck? It's not out yet.
I know the producers. Paul! Actually, it's Uri's car. We're going to ask him.
I don't want you with this song though, but I want you to be done my turn because when I listen to it in the car, I tend to see it just happens.
Yes, I believe. Yes, I believe. אני מאמין באמונה שלנו. אני מאמין באמונה שלנו. Yes, I believe. Yes, I believe. ויחד בי שישמע גוזר חכלוי. ויחד בי שישמע גוזר חכלוי. בכל יום בכל יום בכל יום בכל יום שיבואי שיבואי בכל יום שיבואי בכל יום בכל יום בכל יום בכל יום בכל יום שיבואי שיבואי אני מאמין באמונה שלנו אני מאמין באמונה שלנו Yes, I believe Yes, I believe אני מאמין באמונה שלנו אני מאמין באמונה שלנו Yes, I believe Wait for it Yes, we believe We have a peace in גוזר החלום We have a peace in גוזר החלום בכל יום בכל יום בכל יום בכל יום בכל יום שיבואי שיבואי שיבואי
Shlomi,
Wow.
it's been amazing.
Thank you very, very much.
I hope you come and visit us in Lakewood.
Thanks for the ride. Thanks for the ride. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun.
We got to do this drive to Toronto once.
Oh,
Next
boy,
album,
that'd be
yes,
amazing.
next album.
It's Hashem. Who knows?
Slocha Rabba.
Amen. Thank you very much. And Yossi, keep up the good work. Whatever you're doing.
I can't wait for people to be buying that album on
just
shelves.
keeping
Can't wait to
people
get that call
music.
about reorders already.
Thank you very much. Amen.
I'll be listening to you in my car, alone. Singing together, but separate.